if I'm giving you guys my opinion on which tire you should try, I'm going to recommend...
Yeah, buddy!
Tusk versus Dunlop. Can a tire that is almost half the price of some premium offerings offer similar, if not better, performance? Or are there legitimate benefits to forking out some extra cash? In today's video, we're going over 5 categories to compare the soft intermediate T35 from Tusk and the MX33/34 from Dunlop. As always, please use the link in the description to support Ride with the Knights and shop Rocky Mountain for your next set of tires, gear, maintenance items, whatever you may need. Help keep the channel alive. Sit back, thank you for tuning in, and enjoy.
So today we're at one of my favorite events of the whole year and for my family. This is the Idaho City 100, which is a 2-day enduro format race, which we thought would be really fitting for this test. Day 1, we're going to be riding the Tusk MX T35 tires. I've got a 80/121 on the front and a 110/118 on the rear. And then for day 2, we've got some Dunlops. We wanted to get our hands on the brand new MX34. We did get the front, but the rear is not quite yet available for an 18-inch. So we do have the previous version of the MX33, which will be a great comparison. This event is super fun. It's going to be a really good test because as you can tell right now, we're getting a little bit of rain, so the dirt's gonna be really good. We're gonna put these tires to the test and get some riding footage for you guys. And then once we complete day 1, we'll talk a little bit about our thoughts, change some tires, and do it again for day 2.
Yeah, buddy! Hey! Oh, that was sweet. Brake early, gas early. Short. Short, short, short. Welcome to the grass track!
Sheesh, you looking to learn how to haul them freaking males you just witnessed Josh do? Well, head on over to RideWithTheKnights.com to learn more about our online training course. There you can find over 100 instructional videos with the intention of not just allowing you to ride faster, but ride safer, implement proper technique into your riding and racing. For $15 a month, gain access to all of this content, all future content, our private groups. We've got weekly rider challenges, workout programs, and so much more. Again, just check out the link below for more information and enjoy the rest of the video.
All right, welcome back everybody. We just completed day 1 of the event and we changed some tires and we're getting ready for day 2. So I just raced these tires and so far after day 1, I'm sitting in first place for today. So I actually, based on the current scores, they're not totally official yet, but I actually just won the day on these Tusk tires. So if you're asking yourself if this is a quality tire, if it's gonna get the traction you need and perform for you, chances are it probably is because it works for me and I'm racing in the AA or Pro class. So really happy with the type of traction we're gonna get. I tend to really feel a lot of the front tire feedback. And so the rear tire hooks up good. I'm getting a lot of traction. The front tire is what I'm gonna be really focusing on tomorrow to see if I'm gonna notice a big difference. One more thing that I failed to mention is that the reason we chose the T35 to compare it to the MX33 is because that's the soft intermediate version for both of those brands. So if you order the Tusk MX tire and you're riding some soft intermediate terrain, you're gonna wanna get the T35. They also have a T45 version, which is gonna be your intermediate hard. Same with the Dunlop lineup, you're gonna have different versions. I'm really excited to try the Dunlops tomorrow. We're gonna have really similar conditions and just put those to the test and see if it's really worth the extra $30 or $40 that you're gonna have to fork out for a Dunlop, whereas you could probably buy almost 2 of these for the cost of one Dunlop. So we're gonna get ready and race day number 2.
Go fast, take chances, Josh. Right.
Heck yeah. Ready to rock and roll, brother.
Good, everybody. Good riding. Good ride yesterday.
You too. Keep it up.
Ready for the grass track?
Heck yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Let's go, baby.
Good morning.
Woo! Yeah! Oh, that one was sick.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in the garage now. We finished the Idaho City 100 and we had a great comparison between our Tusk tire and our Dunlop tire shootout. So I rode the Tusk tires on day 1, Dunlop tires on day 2. I actually won day 1 on the Tusk. So I'm gonna do my best in this video to talk up the Dunlops and see some of the benefits of this tire. But as far as performance goes, the clear winner was the Tusk. It's cheaper and I actually had a better result on it. So I have 5 categories that I wanted to discuss today that are relevant to me and I hope provide some value to you in your decision. And remember, whatever tire you're more interested in, click the link in the description and shop Rocky Mountain ATVMC. They have both of these available there. And if you use our link, it helps support our channel and allows us to keep making videos just like this. So the 5 categories are as follows. We're gonna discuss the cost. We're gonna talk about straight line acceleration. We're gonna talk about lean angle traction. We're gonna talk about stopping power, and the 5th category is the durability or the wear life. So category number 1 is the cost. If you're gonna go and purchase a Tusk T35 tire, it's gonna run you about $68 from Rocky Mountain, depending on which size you get. If you go with the Dunlop, it's gonna be closer to about $100. So $32 cheaper for this Tusk tire. So another way to say that is for every 2 Dunlops, you could possibly purchase 3 of the Tusk tires. So the clear winner for cost is the Tusk tire. It's $32 cheaper on average. The second category is the straight line acceleration. So this is on the gas. accelerating forward, just what kind of traction are you getting and what connection are you getting with the ground moving forward. Honestly, both of these are very similar. The Tusk tire, in my opinion, is a little bit heavier. It has a slightly stiffer carcass. Remember, both of these tires are the soft and intermediate version in both of these brands. And the Tusk tire usually is just a little bit heavier, in my opinion. But when it comes to straight line acceleration, I feel very similar on both of these tires. I can feel a similar connection and move forward quite the same. So I'm gonna kind of call it a tie when it comes to straight line acceleration. Now moving on to category number 3, which is, son of a gun. Now moving on to category number 3, which is lean angle traction. So this is the feeling and the traction that you're getting when you're executing a turn. Now, personally, I steer the motorcycle a little bit more with the front end. I like to feel a lot of feedback, what type of traction my front tire's getting. On the front, I'm running the brand new MX-34, and the rear was the MX-33 for the Dunlops. But the Dunlops overall, when it comes to lean angle traction, they are superior. I do notice that the Tusk tires have a tendency to have a sharper sort of edge or fall off when you start turning, meaning that you have traction to a certain point and then it sort of breaks away a little bit quicker than the Dunlops. The Dunlops have a more gradual transition to when they kind of give away, and I do notice superior lean angle traction on the MX-34, the front tire. So if you're really sensitive to the type of lean angle traction or that front tire traction, the Dunlops are gonna provide just a little bit more, 5 or 10% more traction. But that's not always a bad thing, because sometimes depending on the type of terrain, or I mean, it's hard for me to try and analyze what happened this last weekend because the Dunlops felt like they had more lean angle traction, but the type of racing we were doing had a ton of turns, and I performed, according to the results, a little bit better on day one. So maybe it's not as big of a factor as I think, but I'm gonna give the point to Dunlop for the lean angle traction because I felt like I was getting better lean angle traction on the Dunlops. Category number 4 is stopping power. So when you're racing really fast, you're accelerating hard and you're braking really hard. And the quicker you can slow down, that means that you can charge that much harder into a corner. On day 2, we experienced a little bit more rain. The conditions were very similar, but we had a little bit more rain and the conditions were a little bit slipperier, but I still felt like I was able to slow down just a little bit better on the Dunlops, which was surprising because it actually wasn't something that I was really aware of until I was doing this test. But I would say that the Dunlops actually have a little bit better stopping power. It's not that the Tusks don't slow down, but you just feel a little bit extra grab in those knobbies, particularly this rear tire on the Dunlops. So for stopping power, I'm gonna have to give that point to the Dunlop. Category number 5 is the durability or wear life of these tires. So both of these tires wear really well. They're the soft intermediate version. If you're looking for tires that are gonna wear a little bit better, sometimes the intermediate hard tires can wear a little bit longer, but observing these two tires, we'll pull up a shot where you can see the brand new version and the used version of both of these tires, before and after shots. But comparing this Tusk tire, this is one day of riding, to this MX-33 Dunlop, I will say that the Tusk has just a little bit more wear. Not very much, it's very subtle, but just a little bit more wear, and the knobbies appear to be a little bit more pliable on the T35, but very close. So really, it's hard to tell if there's gonna be a clear winner in the prolonged wear life. These T35s do have a tendency to start to chunk after about 200, 250 miles, but I really put these things to the test and I run them for a long time. I can easily get 2 full races out of these T35s, and then I'll just trail ride them until they die after that. So wear life really isn't an issue for me with these, especially due to the cost. Even if this wears a little bit faster, you can replace it for cheaper, and it doesn't wear that much quicker than the Dunlop. I would honestly say that it's pretty much the same wear life. So kind of a tie in that area. Overall, looking at the whole performance of the weekend, it's hard for the Dunlop to really compete in some areas because the Tusk is just cheaper, the traction is there, it works well, and I won on day one. So if I'm giving you guys my opinion on which tire you should try, I'm going to recommend the Tusk T35 first, because it works for me, provides the traction I need. I was able to win the whole race in the pro class, so if it's working for me, I know it's gonna work for you. Remember to head over to Rocky Mountain ATVMC, pick up your tires, whatever one you're more interested in. In fact, I'd invite you to just do the same test I just did. Get both of these tires, go out riding, and see if you can tell a difference. Remember, if you're interested in improving your off-road riding skills, to head over to RideWithTheKnights.com. There we offer in-person training as well as online training. So if you want to check out our 2023 calendar, you can find a training camp near you, or you can sign up for our online subscription. It's $15 a month. You'll get access to 200 plus training videos. We add new training videos every week. We have riding drills, fitness programs, and all sorts of stuff. So head over to RideWithTheKnights.com and learn how to ride faster, safer, and more efficiently. And as always, we will see you guys out on the trail.